gotta be an idiot to bet on that parlay.
It's DTF or bust.
Put it on my mama's porch tomorrow. Welcome back to Hold My Bev podcast. I'm your host, Brandon Park. Today, we are not together. We are back in separate rooms. Here's my co-host,
Separate.
DTF.
Hello, everybody. Separate rooms, separate houses, separate jobs.
Yeah, it didn't last very long.
That's okay.
Not for bad reasons, though. Not for bad reasons.
Doesn't break us up though. Nothing can stop this horse.
No. We didn't start the fire. It was always burning since the world's been turning. Hopefully,
Do not
copyrighted for that.
don't copyright us.
Yes.
What's on tonight's loadout?
So tonight's loadout, we got two different choices just in case the one doesn't turn out good. We're going to go ahead and try out this banana Happy Dad. We got the Bored Ape on the side right here, looking icy. Got it extra cold. Had to buy a case after that wonderful win on Sunday. And then we also got the classic watermelon Happy Dad as well. What do you got going on?
Blue Powerade.
Is it because you're going to be training?
Just got done running 3 miles.
And how did it go?
Fine. It was easy. I picked up speed at the very end and I was running at like a 7 out of a 10 pace or 7 out of 10 speed pace to finish just under 45 minutes for 3 miles. It's not good, but I was walking most of it, just getting back into shape. Because before we get into tonight's loadout, we have a very large announcement. The results are in for the Drive to 5 week 1, and I have officially been canceled. I was clowned. I lost week 1 already. Brandon won, and our other 2 friends won, despite the controversial pick by Jake. Jake did a boost, and it was if your team goes up by 7, you can cash out for the money line, and he picked the Chiefs over the Lions. So they were up.
I did not realize that.
Yes, they were up at one point by 7, so he was able to cash out for his full amount, but he was at like minus 300 or 400 something, so he really only won like $8 or something out of the 5. So again, this is supposed to be, a marathon, not a sprint. So however you want to win your bets every week until you hit 5,000, go ahead. But I think the big winner was you and Jason, our buddy, who had Anthony Richardson anytime. Yeah. I was not so successful with Jamal Williams plus 60 rushing yards.
Yeah, if I'm being honest, I wasn't too confident with that one. I figured it's not a big ask, and I didn't know what kind of workload he was going to be getting since all their running backs are hurt. So there's a good chance it hits.
Problem is, I should have waited until week 2 to see how their offense runs. And now this week would have been perfect because they're playing Carolina, who just let Algier and Bijan Robinson run all over them. So their run defense isn't looking too hot. So I bet you any money Jamal Williams hits over 60 and at least 1 touchdown, if not 2. And I'm starting him this week in my fantasy league, despite the advice I was given to start Lockett over him and Algier. Algier runs up against the Green Bay defense, who looked pretty sharp against Chicago last week. So I'm staying away from him, even though he's still a dog. It came down to Lockett and Jamal Williams. Lockett, coming off of a potential concussion last week, only had 2 receptions. So I'm kind of taking it easy with him for a week or 2. So he'll come back into the lineup. But I'm going to give Jamal Williams a try this week, and hopefully he redeems himself for losing me the Drive to 5. But anyways, that's what I'm drinking tonight.
Speaking of that, since this happened week 1, we've discussed about a possible redemption for you. If interested, you can come back into the Drive for 5. But
okay,
if you lose this time, you know how for every mile it was 1 beer?
Yes.
For every mile now it is 2 beers. So you're going to
Okay.
be pretty drunk after that race.
Okay. So 3.13 or 3.3, whatever it is.
You're going to be drinking 6 beers
Okay.
throughout a 5K.
Okay. Okay. I'm in.
It's for the kids.
Yeah. For the kids.
Yes.
I'm in.
But yeah,
I
I
think,
think I think that's a good rule. I think that's a fair rule. If it happens like within the first like 3 weeks, I mean, we got to keep it going.
yeah, I mean, or it's just funny as hell that I lost week one and you keep it going. But um, gambling's hard. Gambling's hard. I think I had maybe three, no, I had 5 or 6 bets hit out of probably 12 this weekend. So I went basically 50-50. Um, but it didn't look good on Sunday. My bets hit on Thursday and Monday night. Oh, I did have one parlay on Sunday, but the rest of the weekend was shot. I had a nice little last minute bet on an underdog on Saturday night for college football, and I should have picked the other underdog. I wanted to go with Texas so bad, but I went with Appalachian State over UNC. Double overtime, heartbreak. Just disappointing.
Texas would have been nice. Their odds were nice too.
Yeah, it was the one to bet on. Every week now, I'm going to pick at least one college underdog. I just love betting the underdogs.
Yeah, that's the one thing that's great about college is, when the underdogs win, it actually like, I don't know, it actually means something.
Mm-hmm. Well, the money lines are so much more spread out in college versus the NFL. You look at the NFL and it's like plus one something, plus this, minus one something, minus this. It's
Mhm.
never as far as like minus 800 plus 750. I mean, it's never that drawn out unless it's like the Chiefs versus the Cardinals,
Yeah.
which who knows anymore.
Yeah.
Cardinals defense held their own against the Washington Commanders, which not that they're all stars, but the Commanders still have some dogs in their team.
Yeah, they have some stud wide receivers. Their running game was awful.
Yeah.
But we'll get into that in a moment. We actually let's go ahead and go down this list and go through the pick'ems.
Let's get the tonight's loadout. I want to see this banana.
That too. We gotta test out this wonderful Happy Dad banana.
Happy Dad. Not sponsored though.
Not sponsored. Not sponsored. We'd love a sponsorship. All right. Let's go ahead and try it. Um, not bad. Not bad. I'll say
What is
that.
it,
It's not
what
bad.
does it taste like?
It tastes better than I thought it was gonna. It tastes like a banana Laffy Taffy.
Oh, okay. That's not bad.
So it's solid. It's solid.
Yeah.
I'll give it. I'll give it honestly. In all honesty, 7 out of 10.
Is it drinkable?
Oh yeah, yeah. No, I'd drink another one right now.
Okay. Yeah, so let's get into the week one pick'em results. I loved that TikTok you made. Everybody check out the TikToks weekly. We got these new pick'em videos. That was pretty fun.
Yeah, there will be another one tomorrow as well.
All right.
But let's go ahead and go down this list. Let me go ahead and pull this up. I had it up. So starting off strong, 0-1. I was so tempted to take the Lions too. Especially with the odds. I'm like, I don't know. I was really worried when I made my pick that Kelsey was going to end up playing, and I feel like the Chiefs would have won. Granted, anyone can say that, but I truly, Travis Kelsey was the big reason I did not choose the Lions. And I regret it because I pretty much went negative this week. I did hit on my Cleveland Browns though. They absolutely demolished the Bengals. So I went 1 for 1 there. Ravens 2-1. They beat the Texans. I lost on the Buccaneers. Baker proved me wrong on that one and looked good. So that jersey that you're going to be buying soon is going to be looking pretty nice.
Never bet against Baker Mayfield.
Uh,
Bucks Browns Super Bowl.
and then I went, let's see, 2 for 2. I went 2 for 3. I had the Titans beating the Saints when the Saints came up on top. Ryan Tannehill played absolutely horrendous. Then we went Panthers versus Falcons. Back even 3-3. I had the Falcons winning that game. Jaguars versus Colts. Terrified the shit out of me. Terrified the shit out of me. When I saw DeForest Buckner return a fumble for a touchdown, I'm like, oh no, they might have a chance. And Anthony Richardson played like a dog.
Yeah,
He looked good.
but so did Calvin Ridley.
Calvin Ridley looked awesome. People forgot how good he was. Like he's awesome. We're gonna talk more about these games later in the podcast. I don't know what I was thinking with the 49ers versus Steelers. I really let that preseason hype get to me a little bit. Kenny Pickett threw a lot of picks.
Pickett.
Yeah, pick the Pickett. Friend of Dustin Crump.
Yes, friend of the program.
Yes. Who is friend of the program, so that makes Kenny Pickett friend of the program.
Yes, friend of a friend of the
Even
program.
with the Browns helmets behind.
And the flag and the poster.
He doesn't have to see it. I did get the Commanders versus Cardinals right though, which thank God. Though those Cardinals odds were looking pretty nice for it to be this close of a game. Those
Yeah.
Cardinals odds were very nice. Feel bad for Josh Dobbs, but it's cool that he's getting starting
Yeah. Good for him.
starting snaps. Yeah, good for him exactly. He seemed like a very good dude. He actually a little bit before he got traded, I don't know if you saw this, he was on the Cleveland Forbes list for under 30.
No,
One of our other friends from the program, Ely Magic, was on it as well.
saw that.
Yeah. Josh Dobbs was a little bit ahead of him. So I thought that was interesting that he got traded a little bit after that. Man, I should have picked the Raiders on this one. I didn't want to because I really thought they were going to be one of the worst teams in the NFL this week or this year. But yeah, the Broncos lose to the Raiders. How
It make
did Mr. Blake feel about that one?
Blake was actually very happy with the way Denver looked in the first half. Russell Wilson was cooking, legit cooking. He was flawless in the first half, and he was just disappointed with the coaching in the second half, deciding a field goal late in the fourth quarter instead of going for it on like fourth and short.
Mm.
And then just the ballsy move of onside kick to start the game. Had they won the game, Sean Payton would have been praised for it. After losing the game and not even getting the onside, it just looks a little little risky, But they lost 17-16, which was the exact same score as week 1 last year against the Seahawks.
Ooh, that was.
Yeah, isn't that weird?
So basically what you're saying is Nathaniel Hackett and Sean Payton are on the same playing field.
As of right now, they're in the same playing field.
So Sean Payton was talking shit for no reason.
Yeah. Real quick, I think my chances of the AFC West going through Denver still stands.
Okay.
I think if Russell Wilson plays like he did in the first half every game, they're gonna have a chance. Jerry Jeudy's coming back this week. That gives him another weapon. So we'll see what the Broncos can do. They're still my favorite out of the West. I loved the Chiefs last year. Still love Travis Kelce. He's a dog. There's just something about the Chiefs right now with stone hands and the defense not coming together. Just worries me. Chargers are dog shit. Raiders, I'm not scared of, but the Broncos, they're gonna be a sneaky team. They're gonna sneak their way into the playoffs this year.
So see, I think the Chargers have a decent shot other than their defense. For whatever reason, the money that they spent on their defense, it doesn't show.
Mm-mm.
It doesn't show. They look terrible, but you look at the names on their defense, it's like
Yeah.
they're Pro Bowl guys. Like what's going on?
Yep.
JC Jackson had that first interception on Tua, and then Tua just lit them up. which is funny enough that actually led us into our next game. Um, Dolphins may be the best team in the AFC.
Next to the Browns.
Yeah, yeah. I gotta see Deshaun do a little bit better.
Yeah. Yeah.
Granted, that when I first saw that pick that he threw in that game, I about had a heart attack. But I
Everybody was
realized it got tipped. I realized it got tipped pretty bad, actually.
Blake showed me an article that said that the Browns fans were booing him because he threw an INT. Um, if that's the truth, if that really happened, they booed him. Do you think it was simply because Browns fans were fed up with Deshaun, or was it just the fact that he threw an interception? It doesn't make any sense why we'd boo him. It's rainy, it's wet. Joe Burrow's not playing good. Deshaun was playing pretty well up to that point. Why are we booing him?
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people, and even when I was watching the game, I thought a lot of his passes. Granted, that rain, it definitely made that ball really slippery.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of his passes were low.
Yeah, yeah. I was gonna say that was probably my biggest gripe was that a lot of his passes, you could literally see it on the release when they replayed it, that the ball just kind of like slipped down. Like if I'm following through right here, it just kind of like slipped down rather than going
Mhm.
forward. Um,
Are we beyond the point where excuses aren't enough for him anymore?
oh,
Him
he'll
telling
never get an excuse again because if you read, there's an ESPN article. Funny enough, Caitlin actually showed me it on ESPN. If you go and look at the recap of the game, it seemed like the only time it rained was when Joe Burrow had the ball, according to them, because they was just dogging Deshaun Watson, but then kind of being like, "Oh, it rained for Joe Burrow. It's tough." I mean, Deshaun threw more yards and we won. We won. He got a passing touchdown, not the flashiest stats, but I just thought that was
Mhm.
bullshit for them to make that excuse for Joe Burrow, but then hammer on Deshaun.
Yeah. Well, with him telling the press after the game, actually, he told it on live, right? On like Facebook Live or Instagram Live or something that he had to go in at halftime to get an IV because he was cramping.
Yeah,
Are we past that? Like, it's not your first game back. Like, he's played what, 7 games now?
yeah.
At what point are we done blaming, he sat out for a season and he's not getting happy endings anymore?
Well,
At what
it
point?
starts.
It starts now. Like
Yeah,
if he doesn't perform against the Steelers, a lot of people are saying, by week 6, if we don't have a winning record, Stefanski's out and Deshaun could get benched. We won't bench him, but I'm saying
and
Stefanski's
that'd be
riding right
tragic.
there. Huh?
That'd be tragic if we benched him.
Well, they would fire Stefanski before they bench him, but
Yeah.
because they'll blame Stefanski, but it's really just Deshaun.
Well, yeah, this whole season is Stefanski's like last chance,
Yeah,
essentially. Like
agreed.
there's no way he comes back if we don't perform this year. And
Yep.
I think they have their backup plan already in the building already. I think that's the whole reasoning behind the whole Jim Schwartz hiring, which he made our
Yeah.
defense look phenomenal. It
Mm-hmm.
wasn't just Joe Burrow because Joe Burrow still threw the ball pretty solid, if I'm being completely honest. He just couldn't connect. And
Mr.
I mean, if you look at Denzel played amazing, Emerson played amazing, Newsome played amazing.
Yeah. Despite him signing the biggest contract in NFL history, Joe Burrow did not play up to his contract.
Oh, no, not at all. Not at all. Um,
There were some major signings this week.
yeah, there were.
Chris
Uh,
Jones finally agreed to a deal 1 year with the Chiefs. Nick Bosa finally signed with the 49ers, making him the highest paid defensive end, right?
yeah, yeah, so the highest paid non-quarterback player.
Oh, wow.
So all around. So which is well deserved. I mean, other than Miles Garrett, I mean, I could even understand how some people would say he's even better than Garrett, but I don't agree with it. But That could be
I
some.
think Myles Garrett's the best defensive lineman in the game right now. When you're playing with your food like he was this weekend, I mean, I know the Bengals line is horrible, but when you're playing with your food and you're swaying back and forth and you're dribbling between your feet and you just sneak past the center and you get a hand on Burrow,
Well,
that is some Tom.
the
What?
fact that even worked,
I know.
like I don't know, I felt like that was so predictable.
Yeah.
Like you see him going this way. You didn't think he was gonna cross back over?
Did you see Baldy's breakdown of how good the defense was?
No.
So there was a clip and it was breaking down him and Zadarius Smith being on one side together, and they were both bull rushing. And it was like, who are you going to stop when you're both bull rushing the left tackle? And it was like they were both swallowing up. I really think Myles Garrett was the MVP of the game. I mean, that last sack was just a nail in the coffin. It was beautiful to watch.
Oh yeah.
Wish I could have been there.
Yeah. Yeah, that would have been nice. Cooper Kupp's gonna be on IR already to start the season. Do you
Yeah,
that was some other big news.
that's some big news. That was actually a pretty good game too. It was back and forth between the Seahawks and the Rams. Um, I personally thought the Seahawks were going to win that. I was really high on the Seahawks going into this season, especially for that division. But now after seeing how good the 49ers are, I'm kind of taking back my words. But
Yeah,
I'll stand
49
by it for now.
yeah, 49ers are for real.
Yeah, I can
And
tell.
Purdy's honestly for real. He's not like he's not your Patrick Mahomes or anything like that, but he's solid enough.
He's solid and he's cheap. There's a lot of superstars around him, but that's only because his contract is so small because he was a seventh round quarterback. Had
He
he
was
been,
quite literally Mr. Irrelevant.
oh, yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, when you've got that talent at that level of a draft pick, you can surround him with the McCaffreys, the Ayuks who balled out this week with the Debos. I mean, it's George Kittle. You can have all that and Nick Bosa. That's scary.
Yeah, that's one thing that on Monday night the Browns have to do. They have to be able to have some kind of passing attack to free up Nick Chubb because it's going to be easier to just eat up a running back than it will if you can pass. If you can pass,
Yeah.
so Deshaun needs to come out Monday.
It's going to be a coming out party.
Mm-hmm. I want to see. I want to see at minimum 3 touchdown passes from Deshaun on Monday. I don't know if
Wow.
we get it, but that's
Curious
what
what
I'm hoping for. I'm hoping for three.
curious what the line looks like for 2.5 or more.
Yeah, they'll release those odds tomorrow probably when this
Mm-hmm.
comes out. Um, which is why I've been making those TikToks on Thursdays.
Yep. And then make sure you also check our Instagram and Twitter for the Drive to Five bets if you want to tail us. We post those. When did you do it last week? Friday or
Thursday.
Thursday? Thursday.
Yeah.
Yeah. So as long as the lines are in for what we're gonna pick, that post will be made tomorrow.
Yep. So feel free to if you want to tail it even or
Mm-hmm.
what you want to do. I know we have our competitors in this year's Drive to Five for the NFL season. So
Yeah, we'll have to collect those and we'll make sure we keep track of everything.
yeah, I have that
Um,
Excel sheet. I need to send it to everyone.
yeah. But going back to the Rams, with Cooper Kupp being absent, I don't know if I really see him playing this year. I think this might be his white flag. Um, just seems like if you can't come back from that last year, I don't think you really come back at all.
Yeah, I mean, I still think there's a chance that he plays this year. He just signed a big contract last year. And they're starting off 1-0. Not many people thought they would start off 1-0. If they start
No, I mean,
wins, granted, I don't think they're going to win next week. They play San Francisco next week.
mhm.
So I don't
It's
really.
nice to see Stafford back. I will say that.
Yeah, he didn't look too flashy or anything like that, but it was, nice seeing an actual quarterback back there that wasn't Baker Mayfield.
He threw the second most passing yards in the league last week behind Tua.
Mm-hmm. He did. He was actually close to scoring in fantasy 30 points. He only finished with
Yeah.
14 and a half. But if he connected on 2 of his passes, he would have had 30 points.
Wow.
I follow this one page on Instagram. Let me get their handle so I can give them the respect. They had a post right here, Fantasy Guides. Yeah, so it's at Fantasy Guides on Instagram, and they had this post about all the missing points from this week. So it talks about how Matthew Stafford would have finished at the QB1 if these things didn't happen. He was stuffed on a QB sneak at the 1 yard line. He overthrew Puka on a 35-yard TD. It would have been a touchdown. And then Puka went down at the 1 on a pass that would have saved him 15 and a half points. There were a lot of points that were missed. Tyreek actually missed out on 13.6 points for as many as he scored. So he could have finished with 58.1, which is close to a fantasy record.
Wow.
Dak missed out on a good amount, even though they won 40-0. Mike Evans also missed out on a lot. He missed out on 9 points.
Mike Evans still
One off
played
of
pretty
one
good.
pass.
Wow.
I guess he dropped a touchdown that Baker threw to him during that game. But yeah, no, I love this page. They always post some fun stuff. Puka almost scored 38 and a half
Wow.
if it weren't for that overthrow and him being stopped at the 1. Which, by the way, if you haven't picked him up on fantasy, what are you doing?
Yeah, he got picked up in both my leagues. Well, our league and the other one.
Yeah, I was upset. I got absolutely robbed in our waiver wire on our league.
Did you get anybody?
Not a soul.
I dropped the Steelers defense and I picked up the Browns defense because I can't do that. I can't play the Steelers defense against us.
Yeah, I was so surprised actually about the fact that I didn't get a waiver considering is it a 10-man league or a 12-man league? I'm trying to remember.
Well,
12? Yeah, and I lost. I was surprised
mhm.
I didn't land on any of my waivers.
I know Jason won and he had the most points and he got Puga.
Yeah, that's nuts. I don't know if he spent all of it. I can't remember if there's Fab in that league or not.
What
No,
is
that's
Fab?
one of my other leagues.
What does Fab stand for?
Basically, like you're in a bidding war. For a
Is
free
it
agent.
real money?
No.
Okay.
So it's just you start off the season with like a certain amount of money. And then you can use that throughout the season to pick up free agents.
Okay.
So
I was
there's not
curious.
necessarily like a waiver wire, like a
Mhm.
waiver order. It's whoever's willing to pay the most.
Okay.
And then
Yeah.
say someone matches you on it. If they're higher on the waiver order, they'll get first dibs.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
It does. I just was so curious because Jake, our one friend, asked, um, like we need a fab. I'm like, I don't know what that means. I've never done a league with that.
Fab definitely makes it a lot more competitive,
Mm-hmm.
and like you have to really do your research because any drop or add like matters unless you can get them for 0,
Yeah.
which is possible. You can get 0.
Interesting.
Which if anyone with the J.K. Dobbins news, just a tip. Melvin Gordon 0 if you want a free ad.
Is he on the Ravens
Yep.
as of today, or was
He's
he
been
already
on the
there?
Ravens. He's been on the Ravens.
Don't they have Latavius Murray too?
Nope. I don't think so.
Oh, but they have Gus Edwards.
Yes, but I feel like they're going to be spreading the carries around a lot. I don't know. I read that somewhere. Uh,
Mm,
Buffalo Bills is where Latavius Murray's at.
gotcha. Yeah, they got Browns in the first place, the AFC North. Very
Yeah,
nice.
that is nice.
I love that.
What I like to see.
It's going to be like that after 2 weeks because we're going to beat Pittsburgh and Baltimore is going to beat Cincinnati. But I think Cincinnati is going to score a little bit more on Baltimore than the Steelers are going to score on us.
Right.
I mean, we gave up 3 points last week and the Ravens gave up 9, so we already have the edge by 6 points.
Yeah, they gave up 9 to the Texans too.
Yeah, you gotta love it.
Yeah, I'm sorry. The Bengals are still much better than the Texans.
Yeah,
Not
agreed.
even close.
Are there any? This is just a random gambling question. Are there any teams that you're willing to bet against every week, like money line wise? Are there any teams out there that you are just 100% comfortable betting against?
Um, Cardinals.
So my team was the Texans. Even though they got better this year, I'm still betting against them.
I think the only time I might take them is if they're the underdog against the Colts.
Okay, which I think that'll happen at least once when they're home against them. Um, with that being said, I actually placed my first bet of the week. It was my not underdog, my favorites bet. Well, you know what? I'll wait. I'll make you wait till the end of the episode to hear this.
Okay. Another one that I might bet on to lose every time. I might be overreacting to it, but the New York Giants.
Overreaction.
It is an overreaction, but that was so bad.
I'd be willing to bet the Jets to lose more than they will.
Yeah,
Although the Jets defense is better and they have better weapons on offense.
I
So
was
I
gonna
guess,
say the Jets defense is what's gonna keep them in games.
yeah. But who do you like better though? Daniel Jones or Zach Wilson?
Whew. I'm not gonna lie, I'll take my odds on Zach Wilson. I
Yeah.
just am not a big Danny Dimes fan.
I've never been a Danny Dimes fan. Ever,
I
ever, ever.
I think he's amazing when he runs with the ball,
Yeah.
but that only gets you so far, and it's pretty useless if you have Saquon.
Yeah.
I
Truth.
just think that team's built so weird,
Yeah.
and I thought they would be playing a lot better, but like this season, but who knows?
Yeah, I I said the Commanders were my favorite for that division, didn't I? Or did I say the Eagles?
Yeah, they were a sleeper.
Yeah, sleeper.
Said, I don't think you chose the Commanders.
I think I had the Eagles.
I'm pretty. Yeah, we both had the Eagles. I think that
Yeah.
was the only one other than the AFC South that we agreed on.
But I think I said I'll have to go back, but I think I said I see the Commanders going to the playoffs over the Cowboys and Giants. After watching week 1, Cowboys look good. I don't believe in Dak yet. I still don't believe in him, but I do like him better than Daniel Jones and Sam Howell. So things will change throughout the season. But yeah, the Giants, bad team. That was a bad loss.
Yeah, that was a very bad loss. And it's not like the Cowboys offense did anything amazing other than Tony Pollard.
Tony
It
P.
just seemed after a point that they just gave up.
Yeah.
Such a shame.
Yep.
What did you think about back to the Ravens? What did you think about Lamar's game?
Um, it was not impressive.
Not at all.
I was actually really surprised by the score, how things were scored. I was definitely expecting Zay Flowers or Odell or Lamar running it in, and it was Justice Hill, and field goals. All
Yeah.
right. That is the Baltimore Ravens.
Yes. That's all we had to say on that one. Let's see. We got we already talked about Baker. Derek Carr. What do you think of the Saints?
Well, as I mentioned earlier, I was upset with Jamal Williams' play, but I think this was a feeler game. I think they were all kind of feeling it out. Michael Thomas coming back off his injury, Olave and him getting along. We've got Derek Carr stepping into the new offense. He looked pretty good. Not great, but he looked pretty good. I really loved that deep pass at the end of the game. It was like a 40-yard bomb in the fourth quarter to go down and end up keeping, the win. Jamal Williams, new offense again, but I expected more. I just expected more out of him. Next week, though.
Yeah. I'm just wondering how much he's gonna get touch wise with Kamara coming back soon.
Well, but that's why he was a good fantasy pick for the first 3 weeks.
Yeah.
I was hoping he would generate a lot of offense in week 1 through 3. And then by the time Kamara comes in, he'll just be a third down back or a red zone back. And then he's still a good pickup.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, he's still a
Uh,
good pickup for sure.
unless it reverses and he becomes RB1 and Kamara's the third down back. But I really don't know what they're gonna do.
Yeah, I doubt that.
Saints are
They have a
Saints are
lot
gonna be a weird team to watch all year.
Yeah, I know you have them winning the division this year.
Yeah, I mean, I was really high on them too. I thought for sure they'd be a lot better. So they gotta pick up their game. But
But hey,
again,
they're 1-0.
I know after watching the Bucks though, man, I love my Buccaneers and I love Baker Mayfield. We might have to re-rank our teams
Yeah,
because holy shit, the Buccaneers might have a chance.
they might. I think after week 3 we should be able to make a power ranking.
For sure.
We'll both we'll just have one big power ranking.
For sure.
Because I don't feel like it's really fair to make power rankings. I always find that corny when people make power rankings after week 1.
Despite
Even though
being
I do love
corny.
them. I do love them. But
So despite it being corny, I have to ask you, are you cool with or annoyed with these announcers putting asterisks metaphorically next to wins, like the Jets getting a win on a punt return that had a tripping call that was not called, or Travis Kelce not playing against the Lions and the Lions beating the Chiefs? Are you calling these games asterisks or are you calling them just a win?
it should just be a win. A win's a win at the
A
end.
win is a win.
Yeah, I'm tired of the whole asterisk thing.
Yeah, like,
If you're talking NFL, NBA, I'm tired of the asterisks. They either win or they lose.
oh yeah, the Cavs only beat the Warriors because Steph
Draymond.
Curry got ejected and Draymond got ejected, and no, the Cavs won because they won, because because LeBron blocked the shot, because Kyrie hit it late in the fourth, because Kevin Love had great defense. The Cavaliers won because they won. There was no asterisks. The
Exactly.
only asterisk that I recognize is the Chicago Cubs beating the Cleveland Indians in the 2016 World Series because of a rain delay. That rain delay doesn't happen, the Cleveland Indians win it all.
I wish that happened.
Mm.
I will say that was one of the best that's probably what hurt even worse is the comeback that the Indians made.
Yeah. But it
That
was mirrored. We literally mirrored it with the Cavaliers. We got to live up that that euphoria all summer long because the Cavaliers had the greatest comeback, 3-1 lead blown, and then the Cleveland Indians literally did it to us.
yeah.
Same year, it was awful.
Yeah.
But
And we were the underdogs that whole postseason too.
yeah, we sure were.
I will say I had never had more fun watching baseball than that year.
That was the best. That was my freshman year of college. Outside my window in my dorm, I could see the fireworks after the Indians would win against the Red Sox, the Toronto Blue Jays, and then I think was that straight to the World Series.
Red Sox, Blue Jays. Are we missing one?
Wild card divisional.
We didn't
Who's
play the Yankees. We played the Yankees the next year.
Yeah, we got bounced.
Yeah.
No, actually, I think it was the Houston Astros then 2017, wasn't it? Or was that 18?
18.
It was Yankees Astros or Astros Yankees.
Yeah.
Hold on. I think maybe we didn't play the wild card. Maybe the Red Sox was the divisional, then Toronto was the AFC championship. The AL championship.
I feel like there was one in between. Was it the Rays?
Oh, no, look. Yep. It was ALDS was against the Red Sox. ALCS was the Blue Jays. Then we beat the Blue Jays to go to the World Series to play the Cubs. We were not in the wild card. The wild card was the Blue Jays and the Orioles. The Blue Jays made it all the way to the ALCS from the wild card.
Oh, wow.
They beat the Rangers to go to the ALCS.
Okay, I remember that now.
Do you remember Carlos Santana on his knees
Yeah.
after we won? That was great.
Yeah, that was awesome. All
Just
right.
such good times.
Oh, yeah. Back to football. Not really a ton that I really want to talk more about the Falcons and Panthers game, other than Hayden Hurst accidentally giving away Bryce Young's first touchdown ball.
But they got the ball back.
They did get the ball back, luckily.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yep.
wonder how much that person got that got that ball.
I think he threw it back. Yeah, he threw it back. They didn't even think to ask for anything. He just threw it back.
What a kind guy.
I know. I learned that today on New Heights.
I knew that they got the ball back, but I didn't know that they just threw it back.
Yeah, because Travis kept saying, you got to get something out of that. You got to get season tickets or a signed jersey.
Oh, yeah. Let's see. What else could we talk about? Let's go ahead and just talk about Monday Night Football. Aaron Rodgers. I can't believe we went the whole podcast without even bringing that up.
Aaron Rodgers, he came, he tore his Achilles.
Yes. Yes. 4 snaps.
4 plays, 75 seconds. Lasted longer than most of us would last.
Yeah. It's such a
And
shame. I feel bad for Jets fans.
I think that the Jets curse is real. That was awful. I mean, had I been betting on the game or had I been, high on the Jets where I drafted Garrett Wilson or Aaron Rodgers on my fantasy team, I would have been devastated too. But because I have no ties to that team whatsoever, except me texting in a group or texting you, Jets to the Super Bowl after watching Hard Knocks, I laughed. I mean, I feel bad about it. I do. But when he got injured, I'm like, oh my God, this was bound to happen. But I can't believe it happened that early.
Yeah. I thought we would get a little something, not even one complete pass.
No. Our good friend Jason bet 3.5 or more yards rushing for Aaron Rodgers. And just 3 nights before, my friend Jake said, dude, you got to do this boost for Patrick Mahomes plus 1 passing yard. I said, well, what if he gets injured on the first play of the game? Holy shit. 4 days later, Aaron Rodgers gets injured on the 4th play of the game, doesn't get a single passing yard, and I'm pretty sure he had negative rushing yards because he was sacked.
Yeah.
Which I knew he was hurt because then after he was sacked, he took the football and threw it at the defender's face. And I'm like, oh boy. And then he stood up and I'm like, all right, he's good. When he sat back down, I looked at Gabby and I said, he just rolled his ankle. Oh no.
I saw in the replay when it happened. I was watching it on my dad. And I'm like, damn, I think that dude just tore his Achilles.
Yeah, that was rough.
You could literally see it just right in his calf.
Yeah, that was not good.
Whenever you see the calf make that, like, I don't even know what I would say it looks like. It looks like a rubber band just smacked. You know what I'm talking about? Oh boy, I think you froze. And we're back. Sorry about the technical difficulties. Do not ever get Verizon internet.
And yeah, been there a time or two, losing internet, not fun. But at least we got the first half of the episode recorded, and then we don't have to re-record it.
Yeah.
But I guess, to sum up the Bills and Jets game, Josh Allen did not look good. Just chucking balls and taking hits left and right. Just typical Josh Allen stuff like year 1 and 2. It just didn't feel like Super Bowl caliber, MVP caliber Josh Allen that we're used to.
Right. Not the Madden cover Josh Allen.
It's the curse.
It is the curse.
Also, how about that turf?
I mean, I think it should be all grass fields personally, but I don't know if that was really the turf's fault or not. I think that would have happened on grass too.
I think that move, the way his leg twisted, that was not turf. That was just planted foot, big body, pushing on body, planted foot, not moving. Doesn't matter what you're in, turf, grass, mud. That Achilles is popping at 40
Yeah.
years old,
Yeah.
38 or 40 years old, however old he is.
Yeah, he's 39.
Yeah. I mean, you throw Tom Brady out there in that same play, he's done.
Yeah.
You throw Joe Flacco out there, he's done. I mean, it's going to happen.
Do you think Rodgers is ever going to play again?
Yes, I think he comes back maybe for at least one more year and he tries it again. They do the same hype over again and you at least try to ride it out to at least say you tried. You can't go there, play 4 snaps,
Make this big
and
deal.
big deals. I mean, Randall Cobb at this point might as well just leave the team.
Yeah.
I mean, at least Lazard has a chance to play a lot of minutes, but Randall Cobb, what is he there for?
Yeah, exactly.
When you've got undrafted rookies like Gibson who returned the punt for the game winner, I mean, he should be getting the minutes. He earned it.
Right.
But that's just me. Jets defense, money. They look so good.
Mm-hmm.
That one cornerback with the 3 interceptions, he got a bonus for $250,000 week 1 for getting 3 interceptions. That was pretty cool.
That's nuts. I didn't hear that. That's awesome.
Yeah, that was nice incentive there.
Mm-hmm.
Because he had all 3 of Josh Allen's picks.
Yeah, that's crazy.
On the other side, though, of the coin with the defense, Sauce Gardner gave up over 60 reception yards against Stephon Diggs, and that was like the first time he had ever given up that many receiving yards, I believe.
Yeah,
Big deal.
that is a big deal.
Breece Hall looks money coming back off the injury. Like he easily ran 100 yards in maybe 10 carries?
Yeah.
I mean, he looked so
after 2 carries, he was already over 100.
Oh, yeah, he had like an 87-yard rush.
Yeah.
I really thought he was going to get a touchdown, and then it's like he's slowed down.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a long field to run, but, dude, if you got the fucking end zone in your sights, you're going for it.
Dalvin's not looking like he really needed to be there.
Dalvin Cook, though, looked good, too.
He looked good, but yeah.
James Cook got a lot of check down throws. I like to see that on my fantasy team.
Mm-hmm.
Josh Allen's throwing to him a lot. Kincaid and Dawson Knox got a bunch of catches. Didn't see much from Gabe Davis. Obviously, Stephon Diggs had a bunch of catches, had a touchdown, which was controversial because Josh Allen was definitely over the line of scrimmage. Just
Yeah.
confused as to what the rules are anymore. But hey, despite Aaron Rodgers going out in the 4 plays, it was still a fun game to watch, and it was redeeming getting to see a kick or a punt return touchdown, which doesn't happen but maybe once a year in the NFL anymore. I think it happened maybe twice last year.
Yeah, it doesn't happen nearly as often as it used to, but they've nerfed special teams a ton too.
Oh yeah.
Like
Well,
there's
one of
so
them
many
being
more
DPJ
rules
last
now.
year. You remember that?
Huh?
DPJ was one of the punt return touchdowns last year.
Yes, he was in the Texans game.
Yep. Yeah, it's so nerfed. I mean, in college football, I can't believe that we're literally on any kick, a fair catch takes you to the 25-yard line. What?
Yeah.
Let me fair catch it at the 5-yard line, takes me to the 25. Like what's the fun in that?
Yeah, no.
Nah, I don't like that.
I know Pat McAfee hates it.
I hate it. It's not fun.
No.
There's too much. So somebody was griping about commercials recently. You know, you watch a college football game and you're coming off of a commercial break, you're doing a kickoff. The kickoff is usually a touchback. We're going right back to commercial break. Then we jump into the drive. You're lucky if you get more than 4 plays, if it's not 3 and out. You punt it, commercial break. And it's like there's just so many commercial breaks anymore. And, I know a kickoff is 1 play, but let's draw that play out. Let's try to get a return. Punts, let's try to get a return. I don't know. I hate these touchbacks so much.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
We're moving away from what football was supposed to be. It's supposed to be a slob knocker, smash mouth sport. And we're moving to dandelions and daisies wearing pads.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I'd rather my kid play golf in the fall than football because football in 20 years is not going to be what football is now versus what football was 20 years ago for us.
Right.
It's insane.
Right.
So much has changed.
Mm-hmm.
But
I agree. I wouldn't even be surprised if it just went all the flag football.
yeah, I mean, after watching the Aaron Hernandez documentary and how at the very end they said he had a form of CTE and
Yeah,
concussions.
well before he even went there.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, absolutely. But we're gonna lead to concussions being the biggest, reason why football is so watered down because of people like Antonio Brown who's whipping his dick out in public and getting in standoffs with police in his house. And do you see he's trying to make a comeback to the Steelers?
No, boy.
He
No,
was
I
on,
didn't see that.
he was on Twitter saying, "I heard you need a wide receiver because Deontay Johnson's down."
Aye, aye, aye.
No,
He's never getting another shot.
no,
Sucks. He was so good too.
I know he was one of the best,
Yeah.
but CTE,
Oh yeah, he did say that he has CTE.
yeah, but I mean he'd have to have a legit brain scan to even find that out. So
Yeah.
must have had a brain scan. I didn't realize that when Aaron Hernandez died, they took his brain for science and they studied it.
They did the same with Junior Seau too.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Totally off topic, but did you see the Mexican government overnight display an alien body that they have?
No.
Oh yeah.
I know they've been talking a shit ton about aliens now.
Yeah, I think it's a smokescreen. I think something's about to happen. Um the alien was very small. Like I'm talking like no bigger than 3 feet, like a meter. Um, but it looks exactly like what we've seen all our lives in movies. If this is real, which I mean, come on, we're like 2 of the biggest Star Wars fans. We know that there's other life out there, but with this being the first official under oath recording of government in the world showing what they have, they said it was 1,000-year-old petrified body that they found mummified in a tomb in Mexico. Pretty interesting stuff. It was all over Twitter today. They were trying to find like US dubbing, but I don't know if I found anything yet, but there's a whole bunch of stuff. I'll have to send you some stuff, but they had scans of the body, of what the inner organs looked like. I mean, there's a bunch of things that was very intriguing.
That is interesting.
It got me hyped. Yeah, it got me very hyped because I'm so ready for what's to come with this this interplanetary, everything. It's been debunked, it says, but I feel like every time something's debunked, it's just the mass media converting you to believe that it's fake. But
oh yeah,
I don't know. We're slowly being told that there's other life out there. Not to get all crazy conspiracy on you.
yeah.
You got anything else though for last week's games before we dive into this week's bets?
No, not really.
So as we mentioned earlier, the drive to 5 is still going. Brandon, you are 1-0. Did you double your profits?
I did.
Cool.
I
lost
did a little bit more than that, actually.
Good. I lost mine, so my week 1.2 starts this week. Try again. As for another bet that I placed, this is my favorites of the week. I'm doing a 4-leg parlay. It's going to be the 49ers money line against the Rams, the Dallas Cowboys money line against the Jets, the Miami Dolphins against the Patriots, and the Browns versus the Steelers. Puts me at plus 418, $10 bonus bet, $41. Pretty easy.
That's pretty easy.
Only game I worry about is with how decent the Patriots played. They might put up some points against the Dolphins, but I truly think the Dolphins are going to wipe the floor. I think that the Dallas Cowboys are going to wipe the floor with the Jets, and the 49ers are going to kill the Rams. The Browns-Steelers game always is a dogfight, but Browns are coming out victorious in this one.
Yeah.
I'm just glad we're the favorite.
Yeah, that's nice to be the favorite.
Yeah.
I'm making my drive to 5 bet as we speak. I want to make it.
I'm gonna definitely wait until tomorrow for that. But while you do look that up, I'm gonna pull out my underdog of the week. So let me pull up DraftKings before my phone dies here. It's good podcasting here.
Yes.
Went
ahead and I have it all set up. I just need to press submit.
Okay.
You ready for it?
Yes.
All right. So I'm doing a simple two-legger for this week's a drive to 5. I have Devontae Smith anytime touchdown scorer against the Vikings tomorrow night, or tonight, I should say, and then Calvin Ridley anytime touchdown scorer.
You did a parlay for your drive to 5.
I haven't submitted it yet, or should I just make it one bet?
I'm not telling you what to do.
You might be right.
I just think that anytime touchdowns are very risky for the drive to 5.
You could be right. You might have saved me on that.
I shouldn't have said anything because I want to laugh at you.
Yeah.
But my underdog of the week is going to be the Baltimore Ravens against the Cincinnati Bengals. Somehow the Ravens are underdogs against Cincinnati, which they're going to definitely play better than they did last week. But if Joe Burrow's hurt or even tweaked like he was against us, the Ravens defense is going to swallow him up as well. And I don't see Lamar playing bad again. That was his first game back off of an injury. He's going to look better. But yeah, so I've got the Ravens as my underdog of the week.
That's fair. That's fair.
I will have
Dog of the week. The Houston. No, actually, the Jacksonville Jaguars.
yeah.
I
Who are
think
they?
they're gonna beat the Chiefs.
Ooh, rematch of the
I think they
AFC
could, depending if Travis Kelce can play.
divisional.
Yeah.
Wait, Jaguars play the Houston Texans.
No, they don't.
What? Oh, I'm looking at next week's. Holy shit. Chiefs, Jags. Yeah. Okay. Kelsey's gonna play for sure. He was seen at practice today, running and jumping around. So hopefully he's good to go. But they're in Jacksonville, so that's never easy for anybody that comes in there.
No. Duval.
I will have my drive to 5 1.2 bet on probably tomorrow afternoon. So today, Thursday. We'll have that out before 8 o'clock, before
Yeah,
game
before
time. We'll
tip-off.
post that on
Or
Instagram and
kickoff.
Twitter. Yeah, we'll go ahead and do that.
Yeah. Dylan, is there anything else you wanted to talk about?
Yeah, check out Instagram, Twitter, and our TikTok. Watch out for the week 2 pick'ems. Follow along with Brandon on his journey to pick'ems. Follow along our journey to the drive to 5. The race to first place with the Bears and Lions. Not looking good for me so far. 0-1, and you're 1-0 with the Lions.
Yep.
Baker Mayfield jerseys in the mail. Still waiting for it from China. I wasn't going to pay the full 150 unless I go ahead and do the whole Fanatic Sportsbook and get the Baker jersey that way. But gamble responsibly. Call 1-800-GAMBLER if you have a problem. Otherwise, we'll see you guys next week on Hold My Bev. Love you guys.
Peace.